What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and we have got an update notification for April's update, and I also think that we're gonna be getting some kind of new Fire Emblem game on the Nintendo Direct that is gonna be happening on 2nd of April. It just feels like that because there are a lot of main characters that are scheduled for their rerun in April. Like, what's happening? It's probably gonna be celebrating some kind of 35th anniversary of Fire Emblem. So because of that, we may get a new game and we may have a FEH channel even on, the day that this update is coming out. I probably think it's not going to be happening, but I do think that we might get a new Fire Emblem game. I know I'm really high on the copium, but still. So here we have got Ninja Lyn's Weapon Refine. So she was the Hero Rises winner, and a lot of people do have her at plus 10 merge because she was easier to plus 10, and she was amazing for arena usage because she was a ranged unit in that time where we didn't really have so many options. We didn't even have the emblem rings, and she could get an extra action with her duo button. Essentially it was Gale Force, so that made her quite a big of a threat in Aether Raids with disarm trap skills, and also a really good unit in arena. Now her usage is in arena, but still there are free-to-play units that can outscore her, so I hope she gets a really good one. She needs a lot of true damage, and her preferred weapon was almost outclassed by Giant Shuriken Plus of Ninja Noir. If it had something like -1 special cooldown, it would have been over for Ninja Lyn's weapon. So she needs quite a bit of things. I hope that she can have the Kanto built in it. That would really help her snipe with her own Lyn ring, which would make sense, and that would just free her up from running any kind of trace skill or Fortrace Echo in the attune slot. So I hope that she can at least get Kanto and a good amount of true damage. That would be the best. And I would also like to get some kind of warping, like 2-space warping, because Florina is right there. So because of her, having that kind of warping would make sense to me on a Refine, and that way she will also have the chance of running pass and warping in something like Summoner Duels. So I hope that they do not disappoint with this Refine, because too many people have her, and I mean literally she was a free-to-play unit. And then we have got Dedue. So his stat spread is basically going to be focusing on attack and defense. Sadly, not a lot of resistance, which is not the best because we just have Emblem Erica. So, because of not having that resistance, you're going to be getting hit on that side with her Hexblade damage of her style, and then you're going to be dying. So I hope he has something which can disable the adaptive damage. That would be so cool to me. They usually give that to these high resistance mages. I want that to be on a high defense unit like him and as Refine. So I hope it's going to be better than Arcane Giant Axe. Would need at least 20% flat damage reduction based on his defense. Then he's likely going to be getting null debuffs and lots of stats most likely. And he could get some kind of visible buff because that would emulate his personal skill if he, just waits. So that could help, and he could just give out some kind of support to stand out a little bit more, maybe like Null Panic or the extra movement, to Dimitri. That would be amazing, because most of the Dimitris need the extra movement except for Brave Dimitri, pretty much. So I would like an effect similar to Jill that can give you the extra movement to your melee units. So having that compressed on an armor would be amazing for Dedue, because there's just so many axe armors. It's going to be hard to compete if you do not make him unique. Then we have got Fernand, and he's going to be getting Traitorous Lance. So his main selling point is pretty much attack. He doesn't even have much of a defense. So I don't think even Arson's Weapon Refine is going to be happening for him. They could just double down and go all out with some kind of offensive Refine, and because Fernand is quite vengeful, you could try and have some kind of negative status effect in his weapon that he could inflict on the foe. I would like the fact that if he has got infantry effective damage in his weapon, because he's facing the Deliverance, so I feel like effects like those would be really funny and tasteful, because they're going to be giving the standard effects, but having something like that would make sense as he joins forces with Berkut. So the effective damage against infantry would allow him to nuke a bit better now with the Emblem Erica ring that can give him the Brave effect with his usable attack stat. Then we have got Miranda, and she is going to be getting the Tome of Fury, so I think it may have some kind of visible stats or even some kind of chip damage. Any kind of visible stats are going to be useful because you can try and run Pulse Deploy at max investment pretty much, because she does have usable resistance, and because she's got Serpentum, I'm guessing she's probably going to be having the Dull effect in her weapon. So I just hope that she gets a good offensive weapon and not some gimmicky weapon. They didn't even give a weapon to Jeddah, and Miranda certainly needs a lot of speed and also a lot of true damage. So missing out on the true damage part is going to be quite fatal for her. And usually nowadays they do give like 15% true damage based on resistance and stuff, which I think is going to be happening for her. And I would like the visible stats. Like I said, it would help with Pulse Deploy, and the tome's name is Tome of Fury. So, I mean, you gotta do it. Then we have got Erinys here. She does have a conditional Brave weapon, and that has aged well if you think about running Celica ring on her. So you could have the Kanto built in her weapon refine, similar to Anand, and maybe have her with a bit better condition so that she can trigger the Brave effect if the support partner is in 3 spaces of her. And I would really like if she has got aerial maneuvers built in her weapon, and I'm not just talking about the warping of aerial maneuvers, but I would like the desperation effect because she is the wife of Lyn in Thracia 776. Fee and Sed as her children, so Sed has got desperation, Fee has got aerobatics as the slot B skill, so I think it makes sense for her to have that built in her weapon. I would absolutely love it because with her condition, it would just help her consistently get the Brave effect, and it would just open up the slot B for something like Assault Force. So I hope they continue the good trend of having good refine on the Horba. Then Anand also had a pretty decent one, and Erinys could get the best one because she already has the Brave effect right there as a conditional effect. So you just need to add some good things and she'll be golden, and she would have a lot of flexibility. The next month we're going to be having a bit more interesting refines. All of these months with only 5 refines I know are a bit boring for many people. So Arete is going to be getting a refine which a lot of people are going to be looking forward to. Winter Bernie is the original 1 HP friendly fire damage unit, which people use so much back in the Aether Raids offense days. So she's also going to be getting one, and I hope she also gets, paranoia and stuff a bit from Brave Bernie. And then we are going to be getting 2 dragons with their Legendary and Mythic remix, Medius and also Legendary Myr. Legendary Myr's entire niche has been snatched away by Barricade, Higher Ground, Lower Ground, so she needs something good. And Medius does have Vanguard, just needs to have a bit more of a good support. And then we have got some combat manuals, and we're basically going to be having the bridge fodder of the Trace skill. So here we have got Speed Defense Near Trace 3. We also have Speed Defense Clash 4 on him, but we do not have any other unit in the entire game with the prerequisite of it until like version 3. So you're not going to be able to get the max version of both his Slot A and Slot B skill. Either you're going to be getting, all of the 4 inherits out of the Clash 4, and then you just get Speed Defense Near Trace 1, which is not going to be done by many people, or you just focus on the Near Trace skill. So it's a bit annoying. And then we have got another bridge fodder of Fallen Gustav with the Near Trace skill. So this is going to be helping whenever Attack Defense Near Trace 4 comes out. We do not have it yet in the game, and the Cat skill is a decent skill along with Attack Smoke on a budget. Attack Smoke does face competition from a lot of good Slotsy skills, and Follow-Up Negation can be helpful, but it's just that it's not going to be there to help you on your first combat. They've already given us Ninja Shirshei with Near Trace 3 for the attack defense variant, so now we have got 2 of them, and Shirshei also has the hold skill, which you can get at the same time because of Vida as prerequisite. And then we have got Yarn with his Beast Sense. This is probably one of the least impressive B skills in the slot B because it just has the pierceable damage reduction, so it's not the greatest, but I guess it is going to be useful if you're going to be foddering off Aether and her weapon. And he does have Gale Force. I'm just showing that because if you run out of Cordelia manuals and if you really need Gale Force, then he's always going to be there in the Grail shop. Then we have got Yulia with Sunlight Staff, which is probably the second best staff after the Arcane Charmer that we have got. But, you know, most people are going to be using Arcane Charmer. And then she has got the Speed Resistance Finish prerequisite, which can help you if you're building someone like Ronin, for example. And then we have got the Smite Fodder with Violent and his Link skill. And then we have got Gwendolyn with the super budget dragback. Escutcheon is also going to be the skill that she can be used for most of the time with the Shield Fighter armors. And then finally, we have got Maria with Miracle, and that's pretty much it. None of the other skills are really going to be mattering much, so the Divine Codes fodder for the Ephemera manuals is a bit, underwhelming this time. I figured they would probably give us a bit better because now that we have got Divine Code 6, the standards have been set high, but apparently not. We don't even have the prerequisite of Eliwood skill. Then we have got some new Memento events as per usual, and then Aether Raids is going to be getting upgraded for all of its school to level 14. We just have so much cleansing that I don't really feel like this does too much a lot of the times because most of the top tier teams are going to be having Freyr. And then 2 new songs are going to be getting added. Introduction from Fire Emblem Awakening and Paradise Dark. I don't know why Introduction is written like this. Maybe Intern-kun is just messing around with us. Summoner Duels is going to be getting updated to level 5400, so you can get more rewards. And you also have Decisive as a new captain skill. And you do get the potent follow-up attack at 100% strength if you do not have any kind of follow-up attack or if you do not have any kind of brave hit. And even if you do, it is still going to be 50% of your strength. So this is a bit stronger than the potent hit of, the skill itself and the support of Ledgering Ira. So this is going to be really toxic with the Emblem Erika ring because your melee nukes are going to be able to quad attack and then get the 5th hit of potent. And if they don't have that, and if they're so slow, then they get the brave hit and then they get the potent hit. And this can be really strong. For example, like if you give Emblem Erika ring to Brave Alphonse and then you run this captain skill, Brave Alphonse is attacking 3 times and he is extremely bulky and he's going to be punishing you with great talent. And he sets up the stone terrain, which may replace your ice terrain or any kind of other terrain. So I can see this skill being useful on certain slow units that can go in and tank a bit. Otherwise, this can be just used on the melee nukes to take out the Shield Fighter Saviors. Yeah, they're really trying to counter the Shield Fighter Saviors now because they do not get the damage reduction against the potent hit. So it does help you destroy them. Attune Micaiah is going to be making such a good use out of this because she's going to be able to nuke across the map with the Lyn Ring. And even if there is Duo Rhea and her Miracle, she is going to be able to, try and survive and then kill her if she doesn't have Hardy Bearing, and if you have some kind of desperation support. Now though, Duo Rhea could run the Emblem Erika ring and basically get the Brave effect, so it's a big thing. And I'm gonna be making the full video on the Emblem Erika ring, it's so fun. Then we're gonna be having Valentine Hubert and Gris being added into the Grail pool. Valentine Hubert's Blue Tome is really good. If you do not have Arcane Medusa, then the true damage ceiling of Hubert's Tome is insane. Gris is also a pretty nice unit, and now he's even better because of Legendary Sakura being in the game, so Counter Control cannot really stop him. And then they're going to be doing some other changes where the danger area after the continue feature is going to be fixed if you use, Light Blessing or Orbs. I had no idea that this was a thing. And then they're going to be disabling so that you do not recruit the Ash that you get at the start of Binding World. I guess does make sense. I mean, you're not enabling the redemption of the Asker Trio either. And many of the new players, if they are just given the Otherworldly Bond and if they don't have an idea of what to do with it, they might just go ahead and recruit that Ash that they have. And that Ash is just going to be having her base kit. That's pretty much it. She's not going to be having any other skill. It's not Hall of Forms, So it's a good thing, and they pretty much explicitly tell you that you need to use your Otherworldly Bond on another player's Ash and not the one that you're given. And the behavior regarding the screen transitions when you merge two formas is going to be adjusted. So if you're basically trying to see what your forma unit is going to be looking like by clicking on the plus icon on the top left, so instead of returning you to the forma select screen, it is going to be bringing you to the previous screen, which is the merging one. So that's the change that they're doing. I guess a lot of people are merging up their formas. I don't really click on the plus icon. I mean, I know which forma I'm merging with, but yeah, this is again going to be helpful to the new players, which may come with the new Fire Emblem game. So it seems like they're just trying to prep for that, and I hope that we get some kind of Fire Emblem game. So let me know what you think about it in the comments, and what Fire Emblem remake or game are you expecting from the Direct, and I'm going to be covering it if it happens. So you can click the link on the screen right now to check out my breakdown of the emblem Erica that we've got, and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as the redemption of Ash at the start of Binding Worlds. So with that, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.